Victoria, another very important story today is about pledges from companies to do more to tackle racism.
Yes, that's right. So obviously we're at the year anniversary of George Floyd's murder. And to that point, a year ago, there was a letter written in the Sunday Times. And there were at the time 28 signatories, big companies, the likes of John Lewis Partnership, Sky, ITV, WPP, the advertising giant, I could go on. And they all signed up to saying that they would commit to reporting sustainable and long-term action towards Black inclusivity. So the BBC went back to these 28 companies. We got replies from 23 of them about what was done. And one of the people who actually brought this letter out in the Sunday Times was Suki Sandhu, who's the founder and CEO of Involve People. It's a company that champions diversity and inclusion and very much involved in this research. Suki, I hope you can hear me, and I hope you are joining us now here on BBC News. 12 months on, what's your assessment here, Suki? Have companies done enough?
I mean, companies can always do more, but I have to say, we now have over 80 signatures, so 80 CEOs. And the really important thing about the letter for us was it had to be the CEO that signed it, because it's the CEOs themselves that have to be held accountable for driving the race and Black inclusion we need to see. So when we talk about some of the specific actions from signatories, companies like Kia Group, for instance, a FTSE 250 construction business, hadn't really done much on race before because the priority had been gender. So they used signing the letter and the framework we set out in the 6 actions as an opportunity to drive interventions into the business. So we know that they've conducted a huge diagnostic to get a sense of what are the challenges their employees are facing, so they can then tailor the interventions to the business. We know someone like Carolyn McCall at ITV. She's appointed a chief diversity officer that reports directly into her. So the message that sends to the business that inclusion and diversity is really important, it sits in her exec leadership team, and the mandate it has to drive change is really important. And then seeing a lot of the companies that are conducting digital trainings on like race and Black inclusion to at least educate and engage their employees to start taking the steps to build more inclusion in their business. So we're definitely seeing lots of action, but I'm never happy. I always want companies to do more. So I would love more action from the businesses, particularly things like ethnicity pay gap reporting. Like, we know that it's not mandatory.
Suki, that isn't a legal requirement though, is it?
No, exactly, but that's my point. Although it's not a legal requirement, that doesn't mean you still can't do it. For instance, Deloitte UK have been voluntarily reporting their ethnicity pay gap reporting for the last 4 years. Not because it was a legal requirement, because they felt it was the right thing to do. And it's effectively holding a mirror up to the organization to look at the challenges of race in their businesses. If you look at what the gender pay gap reporting has done for women in business, it's made them implement interventions that are going to help women grow and progress in their businesses. So ethnicity pay gap reporting should have the same effect. So there's no, just because it's not legally mandated doesn't mean you don't have to do it.
Okay, we're going to have to leave it there, Suki Sandhu. Thank you very much for your